Okay, so let's get started with the drawing. I've already pre-drawn, but I'm gonna go over everything that I did with this dark pencil. What I would do if I were you would be use a light pencil. You don't need it as dark as mine. I'm just doing this so you can see it in the video. So I'm gonna start from the top again. And so what we have here is our Italian landscape. And what I've tried to do is keep the bottom kind of the rule of thirds. I've gone a little bit high, so if you want to go lower, you can. But kind of cut your canvas into about thirds, and we're going to have a lot more sky and a little bit less grass, and we're going to start with some clouds. So we're just really loose shape of a cloud in the top here. So this one I'm doing really dark. Hopefully you can see that. I'm just going to angle that a little bit more and go really dark with that. I'm just doing a very loose shape up here. Yeah, no, I think you can see that. Our cloud's not gonna look like that in the end. And if it does, that's okay. We're just having fun. But kind of that's the loose shape of our one big cloud. We can add some little, this is just an idea. So when we start painting, we don't feel so intimidated by adding colors. There's a little bit more of a dark cloud gonna be going in here. Just looking at my reference picture, yeah, a little bit of purpley happening up here. Okay, now we're gonna start putting in the mountains. And you can do anything, it doesn't not have to be like this, but this is where I'm gonna show you. Just kind of like one peak there, go down a little bit, up again, not quite as high, and down. And I'll go across, kind of up behind this house, and across. Okay. Next, I'm going to put the house in. Obviously, I already have it here, but I'm kind of going along with you. So I'm going to draw a rectangle here, kind of a more vertical rectangle, and then we're going to draw a long rectangle beside it for the side of the house and down. This will be kind of covered with grass, so you don't need to get the bottom too perfect. A triangle at the top of our first, line over and angle down. And a little window, a tiny little door. Whoops, that's a little big. We can fix that when we paint. And a couple of little windows over here. Okay, I'll give you a couple minutes to catch up on that. So we started with our mountains, and then we did our house. Don't worry about getting it perfect. You're not going to see any of this once you start adding paint. The paint's gonna hide it all. Now, if you're doing watercolor, you're gonna wanna go really light because watercolor is a lot more transparent, but oil paints and acrylic paints will hide these lines really well. I'm gonna go on with the grass. The fields are where we're going to start here. Kind of goes up, a little bit rounded fields. Another one starts down here, goes all the way up to the house and over. And then we got some rolling happening in here. Just loose lines. We're going to play with this as we paint. Another loose line there. So I'll give you a few minutes to put in your lines. Hopefully you can see this. If not, maybe you can zoom in. Okay, and we're gonna just put our trees. So put two stumps here, put two trees together. Some of those really beautiful Italian trees. Oh, are they cedars? I'm not sure. If anyone knows what they are, let me know in the comments, because I think they're just very majestic trees, very beautiful. And you know, honestly, I don't see them anywhere but in kind of European landscapes. There we got two trees. You're just kind of doing like a long, you know, nothing too perfect, just getting that shape, like a big piece of corn maybe? I don't know, something like that. Okay, and then again over here, the trees are going to be a little bit in front of the house over here. We're kind of hiding that back end of the house, which is why you don't have to be too perfect when you're doing this. Again, we're gonna go up to the top. Nothing too perfect. Trees are very random And as I said in the beginning, everyone's painting is gonna come out different in the end, which is really cool. I love how everybody's comes out so different. You start to see people's personalities in their paintings. Some will have really bright colors, others will be, more subtle, and there's no right or wrong. It's just having fun and just putting the paint on there and experimenting and seeing where it goes. Now in my photo that I'm looking at, they had some really pretty kind of purpley trees, which just breaks up the green a little bit of our landscape. And I'm just gonna put in the branches that, are poking through the leaves in the painting. So just a few here and there. We don't see too many, just enough to let us know that there's the tops of trees, and it adds a little bit of color interest. So I kind of take a line and I go out, and then a line will come off of it, and a line come off of that. For anyone who's done trees or done these paintings, I'm sorry if I'm going into too much detail. I'm just trying to help anyone who's just beginning, just to get the ideas of a tree. And again, if you don't want to put trees, don't put it. If you want to do some other type of tree, knock yourself out. This is just a little guidance, a little bit of a paint get-together party. Okay, so there's our sketch. Simple as that, pretty simple. I like lots of sky when we hang it up on our wall later, if we decide to. I want to see a lot of just empty space. It's kind of, I think it's a good painting for this time. It's peaceful, makes us think a little bit of our self-isolation that we're doing, but kind of the silver lining in it all, that we can have a bit of peaceful time. And yeah, okay, we'll come back and we'll do some painting soon.